Thanks for joining me. This is Danny, and welcome back to my Real Tech series. Today we are going to be starting off by killing the Wither, as you can see by the Wither skulls in my hand, so that we can play some late game stuff in PneumaticCraft, including the jet boots, which are going to give us some really fun flight, and the aerial interface, which will allow us to access inventory and to our player remotely. We do need another star for the aerial interface, so that's why we're doing this. I'm actually, might as well take a regen, although I'm not sure if I'm gonna need it. 20 hearts. Okay, that was easy enough. Got a lot of wither ash and a lot of cobblestone. Alright, cool. Let's go craft some stuff. In this particular pack, the jet boots and the aerial interface were made to be very expensive. They are the two most powerful items in this pack, probably the two most OP items. And the jet boots, if you want to fully upgrade them, require these jet boot upgrades to be put in the pneumatic boots. And if you've been hanging out with me for a while, you might know that these pneumatic boots were not easy to get. There was a long process that we had to go through before we had the infrastructure that we needed in order to make the pneumatic boots. Of course, we also use that infrastructure for some other stuff as well. But we can upgrade these boots with various upgrades, and we already have upgraded them with some armor upgrades, dispenser upgrade, and the ones you see there, item life, and a speed upgrade. The jet boots upgrade is going to give us flight, and the nature of that flight is going to be determined by how many of those jet boot upgrades we give it. So if we just do one upgrade, it's going to be really, really slow, and if we do many, it's going to be really, really fast, and then we're also going to get some more features as we upgrade it further along. So we're going to start with just the first one. Well, these in this pack, these are the required components in order to craft the jet boots. We need 30 advanced pressure tubes, which are pretty expensive, 20 regular pressure tubes, and then lots and lots of compressed iron. Of course, these also required compressed iron. I put all this stuff in here. So basically, the 30 advanced pressure tubes, those required 4 blocks of compressed iron. We have to make 10 air compressors. Those each required 60 compressed iron, 10 furnaces. We needed to make 20 charged vortex tubes. Now, this is probably the most difficult part of the recipe. We have to make 20 of these vortex tubes, and we have to charge them fully. And for that, we're going to need 80 compressed iron, 20 yellow dye, 20 levers, and 20 air canisters, which requires more compressed iron, 40 redstone, 20 pressure tubes, and then the 20 pressure tubes require the compressed iron and glass. So all in all, we need 262 compressed iron. Now, since I already had some of this stuff, we didn't need quite that much compressed iron, but this is what we need now. One of the challenges of this recipe is that we need to make 20 of these vortex cannons, which don't craft, and they're crafted with air canisters, which also don't craft. Which also don't stack. And these have to be charged. In fact, we should probably get that process started right away. I might want to get some more speed upgrades in here. I have another charging station at the factory, which is faster, so I'm probably going to go over there and charge most of these. This is much faster here, because we've got 10 speed upgrades, and we've got a lot of pressure being produced by that flux capacitor. Now we can do 5 of these. So 1, 2... Fortunately, these do stack. 3, 4, 5. Cool. So before we craft the rest of those, let's just see what this is going to be like. So I'm going to, first we'll just throw 1 in there, just so that we can see what that's like. And put the boots on. And we're now going to see that we have jet boots installed. Hooray! So now if we go into the interface for the armor, we will now see jet boots. I think, I already have control space set as the keybind, but you can right-click this to change the keybind. So by default, it's off, but if I hit control space, it's going to enable the jet boots, so that now I can fly really, really slowly. So this is what you get when you have 1 upgrade, which can be nice if you need to get somewhere up high, or if you have a glider, like you can go up really, really high. And you can see the HUD in the upper center. I'm probably going to move that somewhere else, actually. Oh my gosh, we're still only that high. But then what we could do here is we could grab our glider, turn the jet boots off, and then glide around. So if you want a cheap way to get up and about, this would be it. Well, it's not cheap. A cheap-ish way. It's not cheap in this pack. But it's cheaper than going all the way up to the 10 upgrades. So now let's see the difference when we add 4 more. Okay, so now they're installed. Now one thing is, when you do have these installed, every time you go down the stairs or something, they're gonna kick in. Which you may or may not want. That's why I have an easy shortcut to turn them on and off. But now you can see we're going much faster. This is a really fun way to fly, because you can see it change, like the world leans and stuff as you're turning. And also, this is how you fly. You fly like Superman. Because you've got air coming out of your boots. Now this does, if you look in the lower left-hand corner, you can see that I'm using quite a bit of air pressure doing this. But check this out. Here's what's really cool. If I go up really high, and then I head down, you can see I can go really fast while I'm going down. Whoa! There we go. And if you hit shift, you will go down faster. Alright, I'm going to craft the rest of these, and we're going to see what else we can do with these boots. Alright, I'm ready to max this out. Hooray! 10. We'll let it charge up. Okay, so now that we have 10 enabled, or now that we have 8 or more upgrades, if we go into our settings, we can now enable builder mode. Basically what builder mode does is it kind of gives us almost like a creative type of flight where we can hover, and this is good for building, of course, because we're hovering. If we turn that off then, and we can actually give that one a keybind as well, then we're back to this mode. And you can actually go faster in this mode than you can in builder mode, and as you can see, we can go very fast. This is a very, very fast form of transportation. But you might also notice, if you look at the HUD, that it does take quite a bit of pressure. So we're probably going to want to upgrade the... Oh, wow. Woo! Oh my god. Whew, that scared me a little. Whee! And now for the aerial interface, we just need what's in here. We have everything. So we need the dragon head, so you have to have been to an end city to grab a dragon head, a couple of ender chests, 4 pressure chamber walls, an advanced pressure tube, and then the nether star, which of course was why we killed the wither. So what the aerial interface does is it allows us to interface with our player remotely. So we can automate the insertion or removal of RF and air pressure and items. And then if we do give it a dispenser upgrade, instead of items, we can interface food and XP. I'm going to set up the aerial interface to keep our pneumatic armor charged with air pressure. I'm also going to have it to keep these guys charged, our portable temperature regulator and thirst quencher, with RF. And we can do both of those things. Well, first of all, we need to put a charging module on the pressure tube facing into the aerial interface. So I'm going to stick this here. This, by the way, is crafted with 4 charging stations. And then I'm going to stick this guy there. And we should already see that our armor is being charged. Now we do have to set it so that whatever side that's going to be the left side is set to input into our armor slots. So that way it will input air into our armor slots. Obviously, as you can see, that's already going on. And then I'm going to connect some power to this thing. And this, it doesn't matter which side we put it on or what these slots say. It's just going to charge everything for us. Anything that we have in our inventory. Connect that there. And now we should see that these guys are fully charged. Hooray! So no matter where we go, we are going to have fully charged armor. And these things will be fully charged as well. So we won't have to be using the charging station anymore. In fact, I stole the I stole the wire connector from it because I don't foresee any reason why I would ever have to use that anymore. Now, at some point in the future, I may either move this one or add another one. You can have multiple of them into our warehouse area or perhaps our base and connect it to our logistics setup, because you can connect these to a logistics network and do all the things that you can do in a logistics network. It'll treat this inventory just like it's an inventory in the world. So we could, if we're doing a really big build or something and we want to have stacks, you know, we're going to need stacks and stacks and stacks of some particular block, we could just set up the logistics network with this thing just to always keep one stack in our inventory. That way we don't have to weigh down our inventory carrying all those stacks around with us, but we'll always have what we need. Or we could always have it keep, you know, this full of torches or whatever, anything like that. Anything that we could do with a regular inventory, we could pipe into this with some other mod or whatever. We just need to configure the side that it's going into to whatever slots we want to in our inventory. So you might have remembered a while back that we added a upgrade to our pneumatic helmet that allows us to breathe underwater. Just having an aerial interface connected to our player will do this for us. So, however, it doesn't give us the lighting that we get with the scuba thing, but you can see my bubbles, they never get low. And it's actually a lot more efficient and faster, and it uses air more efficiently. So, hooray! Whee! So in the next episode, I think we're going to play around with the excavator from Immersive Engineering. Now, for the longest time now, I have been looking for some diamond deposits that we can excavate with the excavator. Let's fly up here. How much easier is this than driving? Hooray! I haven't found any yet, and I don't know. I honestly don't know if I ever will. They're so rare. But we do need some redstone, and redstone is kind of rare too, but I have found deposits for redstone. I know where there's a couple of geolysis samples as well, but it might be a good idea to get some redstone, because I actually only know of 2 of them. Like if you look at my map, all these geolysis samples, only 2 of them are redstone, and they're both kind of far away. So we might do that. It'll give us a good excuse to play with the excavator. In the meantime, I'm still going to continue to look for diamonds for the excavator, but we'll see what happens. That, and I might actually do a little bit of, I might do an episode or 2 just on some aesthetical stuff, like some kind of building-ish sort of things. Outside of I've been doing most of my building in the build briefs. But right now I'm working on a really, really huge project in my Build Briefs series. And I have some things I want to do around here, and I don't necessarily want to wait until I'm done with that project. So I might just do that. Actually, I can just step off here, can't I? Yeah, and I just float. And I think, yeah, I do sink very, very, very slowly. You can see that when I backed up, I was slightly below the thing. And that's because I'm not in builder mode. So if you do have any questions or comments or ideas or whatever, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And of course, if you did enjoy this, don't forget to click the like button and join me next time. Thanks for watching. Whee! Bye.